Welcome to Alternative Investments Chat,
where we demystify the world of alternative investments and financing for entrepreneurs and investors alike.
With these discussions, we hope you're more empowered to unlock opportunities in your business or portfolio. I'm Erin.
And I'm Erica. Let's get started. And we're back. Today, we are going to talk about what constitutes a wealth advisor. In a previous episode, we gave 7 red flags to look for when selecting a wealth advisor, but what the heck is a wealth advisor? So,
what is it?
I don't know who.
A wealth advisor, in simple terms, is a financial professional who provides comprehensive services helping individuals, families, businesses grow and manage their wealth. That's like a simple overview. Their role often extends beyond investment advice to include broader financial planning and strategies. So who is a wealth advisor? Are you?
I'm not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not
Working
yet.
on it.
Yeah, well, maybe one day.
Maybe.
Goals. No, so the term wealth advisor and financial advisor are often interchanged.
Yeah.
A lot. So you're going to hear someone say, oh, I'm a wealth advisor, I'm a financial advisor. There are key distinctions, though, between the two of them. So primarily it's in their scope of services and their target clientele. So a wealth advisor provides a comprehensive, holistic approach to wealth management. They focus on high net individuals and the ultra high net worth individuals.
Got it.
Their services often include investment management, tax strategies, estate planning, trust management, charitable giving, and then family wealth transfer. Wealth advisors may get involved with a collaboration with other specialists like estate tax attorneys, tax accountants, and those philanthropic consultants.
Got it.
Okay. So now that we know what the wealth advisor is, why don't you break down what the financial advisor does?
Sure. So financial advisor works with a broad spectrum of clients, including those who are in the early stages of wealth accumulation. They can assist with setting goals, building wealth over time. Services may include budgeting and saving. In fact, when I met with my financial advisor, the first thing he had me do was create a budget. So that's something that, you'll start with. You'll think about retirement planning, investment advice you might receive from that person, debt management, and also life insurance planning. Financial advisors typically help clients build and secure wealth regardless of their current net worth. So dealing with what you have and hopefully continuing to build those building blocks to put you into a comfortable position financially. Financial advisors hold certifications. They might not be specialized in complex high net worth strategies. Again, those are two different things. Really, you should, if you are just tuning in now, you should really listen to our previous podcast where we talk about those 7 mistakes to avoid, because it talks all about how you can align yourself with your financial advisor. So be sure to listen there. And also, lastly, their fee structure is often quite different from that of a wealth advisor. They may charge a flat fee, an hourly rate. They may be commission-based, depending on what kind of services they're offering.
Got it.
And now that we understand the difference between the two, let's strictly focus on wealth advisors and dive into what makes them a valuable asset.
Yeah. So let's start with their qualifications of the wealth advisor. Education. Obviously, they have to start somewhere. So normally they have a bachelor's degree in the field such as finance, accounting, economics, or business administration. Now, they can have something different.
Sure.
It doesn't necessarily have to be those, but those are ones that are the typical ones. And then they have advanced degrees as well. While optional, it can be extremely, extremely valuable for a wealth advisor to have maybe a master's in business administration,
Sure.
Or a master's in financial planning or taxation. So you got to start with the base. Then there's those certifications. Wealth advisors often pursue advanced certifications to demonstrate expertise and credibility.
Right.
Common certificates, there's a lot out there. I just kind of sifted through and picked out a few. So again, make sure in our previous episode, when you are checking with that one of those red flags or mistakes was, make sure you do your due diligence and check those certifications.
Yeah.
There's lots out there, but I just kind of picked a few so that our whole podcast wasn't talking about certification. So we do have our certified financial planner.
Yep.
So the CFP. This certification focuses on holistic financial planning, including investments, insurance, and retirement. And for these, there's coursework, passing a comprehensive exam, and adhering to ethical standards. There's a certified private wealth advisor certificate as well. Now, this one specializes in serving high net worth clients with advanced strategies for investment, taxing, and estate planning.
Got it.
Like I said, there's a lot. So why don't you give us a few extra of those certifications, Erin?
2 other certifications that I'll mention here. One of them being Chartered Wealth Manager. This is a certification where there's an emphasis on wealth preservation and estate planning for affluent clients. Also, a Certified Public Accountant. This is a CPA, which people typically know that one. This is a person who provides advanced tax strategies specifically and accounting expertise. Depending on the type of financial advice the advisor is going to provide, you may or may not need a license in the US. However, in a professional capacity, you will likely need a license. If you're seeking professional advice, it should be from a professional, not just like a random
Not your cousin.
dude. Yeah, or your cousin. Definitely not your cousin.
Unless it's your cousin Benny, because he got those 2 guys off murder. So
Yeah, so we can listen to him. We've mentioned FINRA before. They oversee these licensing exams. So just keep that in mind and know that FINRA is the authority here. We listen to FINRA. So how does a advisor know what licenses they even need to obtain?
Yeah. So the types of license needed are completely dependent on the specific products being sold. Products being those securities. So some of the most popular licenses include a Series 6, a Series 7, a Series 63, and a Series 65. Lots of series. So I'm going to break down those 4. So a Series 7 is considered the golden standard, which allows holders to sell almost every type of investment products, such as stocks, bonds, options, mutual funds, and more.
Got it.
A Series 6 enables financial advisors to sell packaged securities, such as mutual funds and variable annuities. A financial advisor with only a Series 6 may not sell stocks and bonds. Now, every state actually does require a Series 63 license for financial advisors to conduct business within their borders.
Got it.
So this exam is also in addition to either your Series 6 or your Series 7. So you can't, a lot of these, you have to have both. States also require a Series 65, but only for financial advisors compensated with fees as opposed to a commission.
Okay.
So notably, individuals who hold professional designation like a Chartered Financial Analyst, the CFA, or a Certified Financial Planner, which we talked about as well, they may actually be eligible to have their Series 65 requirement waived by FINRA because they have these specific certifications.
Okay, got it.
It's a lot of, it's to be a financial advisor or a wealth advisor, as we're speaking about, it's not just a one and done type of situation.
Yeah, really requires dedication and hard work. And sounds like a lot of different certifications, a lot of different licenses. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It feels like in finance too, there's always like numbers and letters and all these things. It
I
makes
don't know
it
what any of this means.
right. It's almost like they make it complicated on purpose, but whatever. But the real question here is, how do I know who to choose if all wealth advisors have the same qualifications?
Great question.
As we told our listeners 1,000 times, do your research. Again, check out that podcast that we just the one right before this where we talked about the 7 red flags or mistakes that people often make. That's a good place to start. Number one priority that clients typically look for when selecting a wealth advisor is that trust and credibility. Clients need to feel confident that their wealth advisor is going to take care of them and not just like run away with their money.
Yeah.
And has their best interest at heart, and they're going to use their expertise to manage your wealth well.
Yeah.
A new survey by John Hancock shows that investors with assets of $200,000 or more trust their financial advisor more than their primary doctor, accountant, contractor, or handyman, not handyman,
Handyman.
boss, and real estate agent. Wow.
So they're like, this person is way more important to them than most.
This is my ride or die.
Yeah.
This is my wealth advisor. I'm writing them in the will.
They're writing them in the will.
My ride or die. So let's chat about some of those key aspects that contribute to the credibility.
Yeah. We've talked about this often, but there is that fiduciary duty that they hold. So this is crucial because it ensures that the clients can trust their advisors to act with integrity and prioritize their financial well-being. Again, it's your money.
Yep.
It's particularly important in financial planning and in investing management, where the stakes are high and the potential for conflicts of interest are significant. So you want to make sure that this fiduciary duty is being followed.
Right.
There's also reputation and reviews. So a strong reputation, positive client reviews, and testimonials can significantly enhance an advisor's credibility. Word of mouth recommendations and professional endorsements also play a crucial role. Again, if you find somebody that is amazing, you're probably going to tell your friends and family about it.
Yeah.
If they're not, you're not going to say anything,
Right. Or you're going to say the opposite.
Yeah.
You're gonna say, do not use this person.
Get the heck out of there.
Yeah.
There's also transparency. So clients value transparency in fees. We've talked about this many a times because they want to make sure there's no potential conflicts of interest,
Right.
which I never really understood. But until doing more research, it's like they can potentially push you towards a product that gives them a better payout.
Right.
And it might not be right for you. So that's not good though, however.
Yeah.
So clear communication about how the advisor is compensated and how decisions are made helps build that trust.
Absolutely.
There's an experience and a track record. So proven experience and a solid track record in managing wealth, especially in situations similar to the client's, can reassure a client of the advisor's competence. So those are just a few that lead to you trusting your advisor. What are some other aspects that might contribute to trust?
Yeah. One being personal connection. If you have a personal rapport with your advisor, you will also therefore probably have the ability to understand and empathize with them. If you are the advisor, you'll have the ability to empathize with their goals and their concerns and their values, and make sure that you're taking that to heart when you're actually working with this person to develop their financial strategy. That's huge. Clients want to feel like their advisor understands them and understands their needs.
Yeah.
Communication skills, again, communication.
Yeah.
Effective in communication is essential. Clients want to be informed about their money, what's going on, what are their returns, what are the market conditions, or if there should be any changes in strategy. You don't want your financial advisor just making choices for you. You should be involved in that and
100%.
understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And also a customized approach. If you get that unique customized approach for you, that will help you feel seen and heard.
Yeah.
And that can help you achieve your specific goals and get what you need, rather than just an advisor who does the same thing for every single client that they have.
Yeah. A wealth advisor should not be off the rack.
Right.
It should be tailored to your specific measurements and your financial goals. So you want to make sure. I like that one. So customize. It's not a one size fits all.
It is not a one size fits all. And last one here, regulatory compliance. Again, make sure that your advisor is properly licensed and compliant with the regulations. You can do that background check. You can see what's going on, and you should.
Absolutely. I think I've checked more people on the the SEC, the broker check than I ever have in my life. Once I found out, I was like, oh, this person said they're a broker. Let's see what they have. Oh, this person's a broker. Let me see what they have.
Exactly.
But it does feel good because some of them have nothing. And then there's ones I'm like, oh, might not want to use them.
Yeah.
So again, but you want to make sure that you're selecting the right wealth advisor for you. And this is a little bit of a shorter episode just because we're just really focusing on those wealth advisors, what one is, what they mean, and how to find a good one for you. Yep. So let's just recap what constitutes a wealth advisor once again. So a wealth advisor is typically for high net worth individuals. They should meet educational and licensing requirements. The client advisory relationship is extremely important. Yep. And it all comes down to trust. All those things that we just listed and went into, that is how they build trust with you. You want to make sure that they are doing all of those things so that you feel comfortable. Again, this is your money.
Yeah, you should feel good about it.
Yeah. And again, my favorite thing is to always conduct that due diligence. Ensure that you're looking those things up. Meet them face to face. If you have questions, ask them. I know that people say there's no such thing as a stupid question. There probably is, but when it comes to your wealth advisor, there definitely isn't.
Right.
Make sure you're asking. If you don't understand, you're only hurting yourself because again, they have so much education and certifications that you never, most of the public is never going to take those exams or study for those exams or understand any of those, where they even came about. Just like these financial advisors are doing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they have a wealth of knowledge. You should mine that and understand a little bit. You're not going to understand exactly every single thing that they're doing because that's why they went to school, right? But you should understand what's going on with your money.
Well, shoot, they might not understand your business either. So
yeah, exactly.
You're an expert in some other area. So let them be the experts of your finances.
Yes, exactly. And trust them, right?
Yes.
Thank you again for tuning in today. This has been a fun little series we've done, not really a series, but just focusing a little bit more on those wealth advisors or financial advisors, learning a little bit more about them since we talk about them so much.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, send this podcast to a friend, share some info with them, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for more insight on our next episode.
And don't forget to subscribe to continue the Alternative Investments chat.
See you next time.
Content provided in this podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be construed as professional, financial, or investment advice. This podcast should not be construed as an offer to sell or a solicitation of any offer to buy any securities. We strongly recommend that you seek advice from a qualified professional before making any financial decisions.